My name is Keifer Sykes. I'm inspired by greatness, honestly. I don't know what greatness looks like, so I don't know if it's a certain person, a certain thing, a certain idea, but I'm inspired by a lot of things, influential figures. I'm inspired by my kids. I'm inspired by powerful concepts, powerful people. So I'm just trying to figure out what greatness is in this lifetime, what it looks like, and what aligns with me on my journey. So obviously I've had a great talent. People know me for basketball. So just finding greatness with that, but also just finding greatness as a person.
All right, and welcome to the Lantern Podcast, a show that is produced and promoted by students with Good Cause Productions at the University of Wisconsin-Green Bay. I am your host, Ryan Martin, and I'm super excited about my guest today. He's a professional basketball player from Chicago, Illinois, who had an extremely successful college career right here at UW-Green Bay, winning the Horizon League Player of the Year in 2014 and 2015, and taking second in the 2015 NCAA Final Four dunk contest. He's played with the Cavaliers, the Spurs, the Warriors, and the Pacers, just to name a few, and currently he is with Legia Warsaw of the Polish Basketball League. UW-Green Bay retired his jersey this weekend, and I am thrilled to have him on the show. Please welcome Keifer Sykes. Speaking of greatness, you had an awfully big weekend here at UW-Green Bay, so they retired your jersey on, what was it, Saturday?
Yeah.
So let's start there. What was that like for you?
First of all, I was just overwhelmed with love.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed with emotions. It was amazing. So to know that, like you said, Saturday, this day was, on the horizon. Mm-hmm. But it just felt surreal, these upcoming months leading up to this day, leading up to that moment. It just didn't feel real, because it's just such a unique accomplishment and something that, like I said, felt immortalizing. Like it's something that would be in that gym, that would be present, that will live longer than I will live, than my kids will live, so
right.
I manifested a lot of things. I visualized a lot of things, especially in the sport of basketball. So something like that is something that I didn't imagine, that I couldn't see, that was unimaginable. So it was a surreal moment, overwhelmed with love, overwhelmed with that legacy and the impact that they're going to leave forever.
Yeah. Well, they've only done this, probably 5-6 times before you, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even less. So, or UW-Green Bay hasn't. So, tell me, we've obviously, maybe it's not obvious, but I think it's obvious that we knew they were going to do this, right? You had an incredible career here. We knew eventually they were going to retire it. When did you find out it was officially happening?
So I found out it was great that, I became the general manager of the team. So I came to my first event to be present, to speak, at one of the sponsors, the boosters, the donors meetings. And, they announced everyone that I was a general manager. But at that time, they also surprised me saying that they're going to retire my jersey along with that. So
that's awesome.
It's been a great summer. It's been a great time, being back around the university, being back around the team. But just the way they do things, and just the love that I've been getting here has been, it's been, just been amazing to support, since I was a 17-year-old kid arriving here to now. So I just love it here, and it just continue to amaze me each and every day.
That's amazing. I love that. So let's go back. Let's go back if we can to like before you came to UWGB. So you said you came when you're 17, super young player. But before that, when you're growing up, when did you obviously love the sport? When did you sort of discover like, hey, this is a thing that I'm actually like kind of special?
So the process was, I was the youngest out of my, my family, out of all of my siblings. So the youngest child, I feel like I didn't really get the attention. So I was always just trying to work hard, trying to get seen, trying to get noticed, even in the household. So my family, like I said, they put me up a grade. So I was 17, the youngest freshman in the country. I was 13 when I entered high school. So I was always like really young, trying to be like my big brothers, trying to be like just all the good players that I was able to see, you know, growing up,
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Rose, or just coming from Chicago, a great basketball city.
Mm-hmm.
But the process for me, I feel like my family was a football family. My dad played in the NFL. My brothers played football. My dad worked at a gym. So we played all sports
Okay.
growing up. But when I got into 8th grade, I realized, like, you know, I want to try to, you know, get a scholarship or try to go to college with this basketball thing, which is not easy to do,
No.
especially even nowadays with NIL and all these things. It's, you know, hard to, you know, go to college. And, you know, for me being from the inner city, I knew that the best way for me to go to college was, you know, through my talent, getting a free education. I don't think my parents could afford it. So I feel like when I was in 8th grade, I couldn't play both sports. I had to put my all into one sport to give myself that advantage. I was always like a forward thinker, I would say. So I felt like when other people was playing multiple sports, I was like, I need to be playing basketball full time, year round, so I could, you know, get ahead, because I was already, you know, really young, really small, and just a lot of people ranked ahead of me. A lot of people were just in front of me. So I was just, like I said, trying to be seen, trying to, you know, get ranked, get recruited, get on the basketball scene in a big city like Chicago, where a lot of athletes we all trying to do the same thing. They're all trying to get recruited, trying to go to school. So I feel like 8th grade, it kind of turned for me. I was like, I'm gonna put my all into basketball and, you know, give up football and just work hard. And that's when I felt like things started to turn for me.
So how did your family respond to that? It sounds like a football family. Were they on board for this plan?
They wasn't. I was nervous. But it was a great learning moment, because I had started the football season.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, I felt like it wasn't that I wanted to quit, but my focus wasn't there fully. But my dad was like, you know, whatever you start, you're going to finish. Like, we're not going to quit. You're going to give your all. So that was a big learning lesson for me in 8th grade. Like, you know, if I'm going to start something, I'm going to finish it. And I got to go, you know, hard at whatever I do. So my family wasn't on board with it, but I just learned a key, you know, gem in life. Like, you know, whatever you start, you got to finish. And that was like a motto in the way I live for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So let's talk about that, like, discipline and mindset, because now, I mean, you've been playing ball for a long time.
Yeah.
How do you keep going? How do you stay focused? How do you stay disciplined?
Yeah, I just try to stay motivated, stay inspired each and every year. So a lot of it come from, you know, me being inspired by the youth, you know, figuring out that inner child, just finding my young self, staying fresh, just finding new ideas, new ways to work, new ways to train. So a big thing for me this summer is like, you know, training outside, or figuring out ways to even just train in my house or stay focused. You know, just carrying a kettlebell around on my walks, or biking around, or playing golf, just finding new things that channels my focus, you know. And golf has been cool because it's something where it's like you have to focus on each and every shot. So I try to translate that into basketball and staying sharp. So, you know, I just try to find ways to stay motivated, to work my mind. I think that's the best way to continue to stay inspired, to, you know, continue to stay focused and continue to stay high level each and every year.
So I'm asking this question in some ways for my son, who we've talked about before. He's 14. He loves basketball. He and I together watch your slam dunk contest every now and then, just on YouTube. So, but I'm curious, because you're sort of really well known for having quite the vertical leap, right?
Yeah.
Is that something that came naturally to you? Is that something you had to work on separate from that natural talent? Or is it how did you develop that?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I developed it. However, some of it was maybe, you know, genetic, but it was crazy. So I was always around, you know, two of my friends who were like 6'7", 6'8", really tall.
Okay.
And I was just the guy that like would throw lobs to them. So we just called ourselves the Air Boys, because they was dunking, I was throwing them lobs. But I was always just trying to learn how to jump, just trying to dunk. So while they would be dunking on a 10-foot rim, I'll be dunking on a 9-foot rim.
Okay.
But just continuing to do that. And then when I finally got to college, to UWGB, as a freshman, I knew I wanted to play. Like, I wanted to put my best foot forward. And I finally was able to get 24-hour gym access, and we started lifting weights. And, I just really took it really serious. With me being the youngest freshman in the country, playing against the Wisconsin Badgers, I'll never forget. They have point guard who is senior, and they ranked in the country. Their guys are 22, 23. I'm like, to give myself my best chance, I got to work hard and lift. So when I got to college, I would just, lift on my legs a lot. I feel like even in high school, I would run the stairs. At home, I was doing little things like, 8th grade, like trying to eat eggs and things like that, trying to just do whatever, someone told me, just protein-wise or to get stronger and to get better. And then when I got to college, I really took it serious. And next thing I know, I was just able to have these crazy abilities and be able to jump and dunk.
So what I'm hearing is that, like, there's some natural athleticism there, but on top of that, you worked hard, right? Yeah, you're hitting the gym hard. You're even finding times to work out while you're doing other stuff, right? So, like you said, taking kettlebells on walks and running the stairs at home. Yeah,
putting in overtime, or like, even getting on the edge of the stair doing toe raises, or if I'm watching a TV show, whenever it's a commercial, I'm like, all right, let me knock out 25 push-ups, let me do this or that. But I was definitely very zoned in and very dialed in. I think that's one thing with me, when I'm able to lock in, I'm able to zone in. I'm able to, focus and take myself to new levels, to new heights.
So let's talk a little bit about your time here at UW Green Bay. So first of all, what brought you here in the first place? I know you were pretty actively recruited by us, but how was it? How did you know this was the right fit?
Well, I would like to say my dad.
Okay.
I feel like UWGB did a great job of recruiting, not just me, but my family.
Okay.
And they knew, like, my dad, who was, rest in peace to him. This was a big weekend for him too. He would have loved to see all of this, but they recruited him strong, and they knew that he was the person that was going to guide my decision and, who led me all of my life. So I'll never forget, he called me like 20 times. I was at my older brother's football game. He called me like 20 times, like, hey, this is the right fit. This is the right school. So I feel like I didn't know, but my dad knew, So he always led my decisions, and this is one of the best decisions, not that just he made, but just best decisions that happened in my life. Because when I came here to Green Bay, coming from the inner city of Chicago, it was very different, to come up here, but it was very special. I felt the love. I just felt the community. I just felt the peacefulness, and I'm still here a lot in the summers and still here to this day to just enjoy the energy up here. I love the simple life, peaceful life that I found here, even from a young kid.
Yeah, that's amazing. I imagine, felt like a big shift from coming to. We were talking before. I was in the Chicago area this weekend. Like, even for me, you notice the difference when you're just little things like how much time I spend in the car, stuff like that. We were talking about this weekend. So it's a shift. Talk about the time you're here. You mentioned we're thinking about a big piece of the show is thinking about mentors, like the people who support us along the way. Sounds like your dad was one of those for you. Who are some other mentors for you who helped you on your journey?
Yeah, it was a lot. So as you speak about, the big thing was, coming from Chicago, where I was like around, just African Americans, just my people, just the majority, to coming here to be the minority. But I was here like bright-eyed, just like very curious, just trying to figure it out. Like, I was excited to be in college. I wanted to experience that. A lot of people don't get to experience that where I'm from. So, I was focused on, my academics. I was focused on just basketball and just taking advantage of everything. But people that helped me along the way was Cordero Barkley. He was someone who was like a mentor, had success in Green Bay, had success in business. And those are things that I wanted to do. That's someone that I wanted to, look up to and look after. So even, this weekend when I had my camps, a big thing that I was telling them was, great leadership is also great followership. Knowing who to follow, be influenced by somebody, having great role models. And, Cordero was somebody that, from Racine, African-American that had success here on the court, but also in his education. And in his life. So he was very important for me as a mentor, role model, someone that I knew that helped me, gain success here in my time in Green Bay.
Yeah, just an all-around great guy and super, super wonderful supporter of the university and everything we're trying to do here. And just hope to get him on the show someday, actually.
Yeah,
So
he's a great one.
Yeah, he's fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about your career since you left UW Green Bay. You've played around the globe. What's that been like?
It's been amazing. So every year I just try to have a different experience, So I've been able to, use basketball to travel around the world. So I would say, first I was just going for the NBA. So it was amazing to play with the Spurs, one of the best franchises in the world.
Yep.
But then I had another vast experience, with going straight to Asia, to South Korea. And at the time, a lot of people was nervous about that because all they know about is North Korea and wars and, how strict it is there. But, I dove right into it, dove into the culture, and it was amazing for me to my first year win a championship. And, coming from just my neighborhood, small community, just playing basketball, knowing that I had this God-given talent, I just wanted to take it as far as I can. So I use basketball to play in every top league in the world so far and try to experience every country I can go to and every continent. And I've played in every continent except Africa. So
Really?
that's on my goal list going forward. But
Nice.
yeah, my journey has been amazing. It took me to China, took me to, Italy, raising my kids, raising my son, having him live with me for 4 of my professional seasons. That's been amazing. Played in Australia, played in Greece. So, and just won a championship this past year, my 10th year in Poland.
All right.
So it's been amazing.
Yeah, congratulations. That's incredible. Yeah, I mean, it feels like getting to see and experience a whole bunch of stuff through basketball and getting to travel. And are you still finding mentors and supporters along the way? People who continue to help you with your journey?
Yeah, I do. So my mentor Kevin, who I've been knowing for the last 2 years, is someone who's been special to me, teaching me golf,
Nice.
keeping me involved with the community. I love to give back to the community. I have a not-for-profit organization, the Free 10 Foundation, one of the first business ideas or just business projects, organizations that I started. But just being able to, enhance that and him mentoring me with that, just continue to help me guide the youth. Someone else, Rashad McKinney, who helps me build camps and, just use basketball, my influence, my legacy, my impact, and to give it back to make the world a better place, to continue to inspire and, just guide the youth that may not have the talent or may not have the right structure or maybe underprivileged, but just help give them direction. So, that's kind of my biggest purpose, my biggest passion, more than basketball, more than talent, more than playing, more than performance, is being able to, help others, teach others, and guide others as much as I can on this journey.
Right. So what is next for you career-wise? Like I don't know where you are in your basketball career as far as that, but at a certain point, you're probably going to retire from playing ball. And how are you, what are your plans for after that?
Yeah, it's crazy because my son is a junior right now. So,
Okay.
I put him up 2 grades,
Oh, wow. All
in
right.
2 grades with him being in China with me, being in Milan. So, then when COVID hit, he was already, advanced, coming back to, America before I started playing back in America for the last, 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
So just navigating, being a parent, being a father first, me processing that next year he's going to be a senior. So, how long do I want to play? I want to be there for his graduation, for his prom, and going forward when he's in college. So life is kind of hitting that crash course. I still love it. Just won a championship. I still love to perform. Got a lot of love for the game. But I also like to give back, and I like to be a father first. So I think I'll play 2 years to 5 years maybe. But it's been amazing to, be back here in Green Bay with them giving me the opportunity to be the general manager, to help manage players, with me having a lot of basketball intelligence from just playing in the NBA, playing in all the top leagues in the world, and just learning so much and just putting so much into the game, working hard and having success, being able to, give that back, especially to, the kids here, the university of the program here, where I had success and I could, kind of show them or just kind of just guide them of what that looks like, on the court, off the court, just lifestyle here. So for them to give me the opportunity to be like a manager, seeing what I want to do with basketball, if I want to manage, if I want to coach, just figuring out what that looked like. But I just been getting into different programs with the NBA and just continuing to learn and just, expand myself and see what I want to do because I like real estate also. I like doing business. So I'm just trying to figure out what's best for me while still playing the game and enjoying the game.
Love it. That's great. So, and congrats too. It sounds like the kids are doing really well. So that's great.
Getting big, growing fast.
Yeah, I know. It's that happens, doesn't it? I think I have two kids that are basically the same age as yours, right? So I got a 15 and a 14-year-old, and it's wild. But
they grow fast.
Yeah. So excellent. All right. So we're at the point of the show where there are 3 questions I like to ask all of our guests. So question number 1 is, who do you hope you are inspiring?
I just hope I'm inspiring, just the underprivileged, honestly. Like I said, my not-for-profit organization, we help kids impacted by gun violence, incarceration if they lose a parent to incarceration, and just those who, going through any crises. Like a big thing this weekend was I had a camp. It was a kid with a prosthetic leg. So, it was just inspiring to see that he still want to participate, that he still want to get out there, and that he's just a part of his community. But his life is, very different. So just putting those things in perspective of, I know that I was lucky, that I was blessed. I worked very hard, but this talent that I have, everyone doesn't have that where I'm from. Coming from a 2-parent household, everybody doesn't have that. So just growing up in Chicago and being able to see that, I just want to continue to inspire those that may be going through certain crises or, have different struggles or obstacles, and just to, show them and just really live by showing them that they can have success if they stay focused.
Excellent. So what is a book or a movie or a TV show that changed your life that you want to share with other people?
Yeah, I would say a book that changed my life was Think and Grow Rich. By Napoleon Hill. That's a book that I try to read once, at least every year, that I carry around with me a lot. Just those concepts just help me a lot. So, I like to read a lot, especially when I got done with university. I was like, okay, I want to continue my education. And now I want to continue to, read books and dive into curriculums that I like, that I, want to, continue to get better at. So a lot of self-help books. So that was a self-help book that I, continue to stay disciplined and stay focused, that, changed my life.
Excellent. All right. Say the name of it again.
Think and Grow Rich. By
Nice.
Napoleon Hill. So
it
talks a lot about like auto-suggestion and, just, kind of a passage or just a note to yourself that you read each and every day that helps you stay focused on your goals and success, among other principles. I think it's about 11 of them.
Excellent.
That help you have success.
Awesome. That is great. Final question is, what's a piece of advice that you have for people who haven't yet found their way?
Yeah, a piece of advice for, especially in the world today with AI, vast technology, and an idea, a concept that helped me a lot was meditation. I'll inspire everybody to, or just give them the advice of, trying meditation, being still, getting silent, hearing the thoughts, the deep thoughts that you have, the, sensations of what your body telling you, what your mind telling you, whatever answer that you're looking for. Once you're going through tough times or even through the good times, if you're able to just be still and meditate, it'll help a lot. That's something that changed my life through yoga. When I first was able to feel that meditation and, what it did for me, I just always wanted to go back to that place. And something that's been very powerful for me. And if people haven't found their why, I'm sure meditation helped them dial into that.
Yeah, so you were like absolutely reading my mind right now. Like lately, I've been dealing with some sleep problems, and so I'm in day like 15 of introducing meditation through things like Peloton's meditation, but then also the Calm app I've been using and listening to sleep stories and stuff like that. So I'm getting there.
Yeah, a great app that I like is Sync Tuition, Mind Spa.
Okay.
So, that one helps me a lot. It's just
Okay.
like 20-minute passages. They give, good stories for like 2 minutes, deep ideas, deep thoughts, and then put you into a nice meditative space. But yeah, it is something that's powerful each and every morning if you're able to meditate. It helps a lot throughout the day. Whenever I'm able to just get a moment and meditate, has become like a big thing, really a big part of my life, and just a big part of, like that peace going forward.
Yeah, that is good. Thank you for that tip. I'm going to look into that. Always a work in progress, it feels like, right? I mean, so far as we've been talking, it's like you're always trying to improve, always trying to be better.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
I'm always trying to, like you said, be better, push myself, figure out what's next. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing a lot of things, at once. But yeah, just continuing to just, stay focused, prioritize, be a father first, and
Nice.
like I said, go for greatness and try to, see what that looks like for me and what aligns with me, and being disciplined. It's just been, I've been able to see, success with that. So it's been a blessing when I could, come back, get this, the ceremony, jersey retirement, be able to see, some of the hard work pay off. But like you said, it's definitely a continued process, continued journey.
Awesome. Keifer, it has been fantastic having you on the show. Is there anything else you want to tell people? Anything I didn't ask that I should have asked?
No, I think this is great.
Good. Where
I enjoy this.
Good. Where can people find you if they want to learn more? Like, are you social media people should be following? Anything like that?
Yeah, I think one thing that's really cool is I have a documentary on Amazon Prime called
Excellent.
Chi-Town. So you can see a lot about my life, a lot about my time here, just kind of the foundational things that built me. Just
Nice.
a little bit of my charisma, things like that as a young kid. That's still shocking to me to see that on camera.
Right.
That's really cool. But other than that, yeah, you can follow me on social media. Keifer Sykes YB is usually my tag.
Okay.
Some of them have 28 on there, which is my life path number. So
Okay.
Keifer Sykes YB 28 or Keifer Sykes YB. You can find me on
Excellent.
Twitter, or what is it called, X now, or
Excellent.
Instagram.
Yeah. All right. And we will share all that out, including the documentary, which I'm going to watch this weekend. So,
Yes, awesome.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right. I'm here with Rachel Sankey. Rachel, I have 2 questions for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So question number 1 is, are you concerned at all about how I am blending into the couch right now?
I was wondering why you were looking like a floating head.
Yeah. I'm really nervous about it now that I see it. I wasn't thinking ahead. It's fall when we're recording this.
Yeah.
It's going to be winter when this comes
Yeah.
out. So it doesn't even make sense from that perspective.
It is a nice color on you.
Thank
Orange.
you.
Yes.
Really, I always
Yes.
feel like orange makes me look washed out.
No,
And
I
the
don't-
reason I think that is because people have told me orange makes you look washed out.
People shouldn't be saying those
I
kinds of things to
agree.
you. It's
I
kind of
agree.
mean.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you are or are not concerned about this?
Not concerned about the floating head situation.
Perfect.
No.
Part of me thinks that I could use it to my advantage. Like if I need to hide from someone, I could
Yeah.
hide in here.
Yeah. No one would see you.
Perfect. Good. Okay. So where can people find out more about, where can they follow us?
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok at UWGBCause. That's UWGBCAHSS.
And they can also follow me at Anger Professor.
Yes.
Where we post a fair amount of content for the show. And that's about it. Will you please take us home?
Yeah. The Lantern is brought to you by Good Cause Productions at the University of Wisconsin Green Bay. The executive producer is Ryan Martin, and the production manager is me, Rachel Sankey. The engineer for today's episode is Kennedy Punky, with support from LiveX. And that music you love so much was arranged by our very own Michelle McQuaid-Dewhurst. Special thanks also to our guest Keifer Sykes. If you haven't already, please make sure to rate, review, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcast platform. Keep being amazing.